Man, you come straight out of a comic. We know how a lot of Marvel people feel, now that we transition into the Marvels, that apparently y'all not fucking with women being the star of movies for some fucking, you know what? I'm sorry. I can't say that not for some fucking reason, because I'm going to have to be honest. While I don't necessarily agree with how people are shaming this movie,
right,
and for it being women, or how they want to call it, woke, I will say, after I saw Madam Web, I was like, okay, I see what y'all talking about now.
So I agree, but here's the thing: I'm not roping Madam Web in this because Sony be on some other shit.
Yeah, but that's why I was like,
that's why I look at it as. When I saw Madam Web, I'm like, Sony be on some other shit.
And that's why I was just like, okay, if that one get flack for it, I'm just like, okay, because y'all are kind of pushing. It seemed you could definitely tell a narrative is being pushed in with Madam Web, but like you said, Sony be on some weird shit. Yeah. But the
Marvels, I can't give it that.
I can't give it that. No, that's some bullshit.
I had some gripes with the Marvels, but the stuff that the Twitter been upset about, it has not been what I've been upset about at all.
Ridiculous. and I'm not. I hate the headlines of them saying, "Oh, it's the worst movie in the box office this year." It's like, yo, the box office sucked in general. Stop trying to be justifying everything to Barbie. Barbie been around for over fucking 50 years. That movie was meant to make that much money because you have over 4 generations go and watch that movie. So you can't compare the rest of the box office to that. People just aren't really going to the movies. They don't want to say that shit out loud. That's the thing. Most people aren't going. And because a lot of people don't know who the Marvels are, only the fans are going to go.
This movie is led by 3 characters. One who has probably the most like the bigger name, but people still get confused because there's, like you said, there's like wait, there's Miss Marvel. There's like I thought they was the same. Like people still get confused. There's a lot of people that don't really, like they got introduced to Miss Marvel because of the MCU. There's a lot of people who definitely got introduced to Monica Rambeau because of this. So it's like, bro, this is literally new character introduction.
Yeah, but for them to say like, yo, this was whack, this was a bad movie, like, yo, y'all can kiss my left testicle, yo. Like, I'm really sick of that's why I say like, yo, it's us, because y'all be wanting too much. Like, I forgot who said it, but it was on a podcast about like, oh, the story is whack, it wasn't complex. I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, what do you want from stories all the time? Why they gotta be these layers upon layers upon layers of shit? Like, why we can't just have a good, fun story? Because y'all all be talking about how complex Lord of the Ring was, and Lord of the Ring is a trash ass movie. Shit is boring as fuck.
So here's my thing is like all to similar to what you're saying too is like you got to pick and choose where the complexity is going to lie in a film, right? When I saw the Marvels, when they announced the Marvels, I didn't expect this to be the most complex twists and turns. I was like, okay, we're gonna get an intergalactic story. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to see 3 characters who have powers that are kind of intertwined. We're going to kind of see that. And I was like, at some point in this movie, we're going to get probably like something that pushes the whole overarching story forward a little bit. I wasn't expecting anything late breaking or anything like that. And it did that. That's why I like this movie.
It checked all them boxes you just named, bro. Yeah. Like for one, we already know the Marvels was going to be the in-between film. Like Ant-Man, like Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody was expecting this to be the major push to the next thing of the multiverse saga. No one thought that. So as compared to that, again, going back to if we're just looking at them instead of trying to put so much weight on them, as a movie, they gave us everything that we wanted. The only thing that I had an issue with was the pace, and I feel like the editing had an issue to do with that, because this could have been a 2-hour movie that could have made it a really, like, it could have made it the caliber of Captain America's Winter Soldier. Now, as far as from first movie to sequel, I think it does do that because this one is way better than the first Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But but it doesn't hit that. Like Winter Soldier is probably in like almost everybody's top 5. Of Marvel movies. Mm-hmm. But I can't say that about the Marvels. Like that's not that's not going to hit that.
See,
just
my biggest issue with the Marvels, and it's really Secret Invasion's fault, is just the different tone of Nick Fury. And the reason why, because I was like, if this was before Secret Invasion, then all that stuff of people saying, man, you've been a shell of yourself, this makes no sense because this Nick Fury was happy. If this was after the events of Secret Invasion, where his wife at? So it's like there was just too much that I was like, bro, this is a
no. So I have answers for both of those. One, it is after this because they said the Marvels is technically the sequel to Secret Invasion. That was told. And then secondly, what's her face is gone for those Kree things. Remember, she went. They needed her to go do the Kree and the
I get that, but I mean, after some shit happened, you know, if you in a healthy relationship, which it seems like Secret Invasion was their toxic moment, and then they like, oh, we healthy now, let's go up. Some shit happened, you gonna be like, hey, babe, guess what's going? Like, he didn't even call her.
I mean, but she wasn't needed. But again, too, you gotta think about it too.
Just to tell her.
But again, like, why? Like, it's not a real big. It's like again, like it's something that he handles on a daily too.
No, so I get that. He just seemed too happy. He just seemed way too. He seemed like because
that part, yes. That
when part, I saw this, I said, oh, they just letting Samuel Jackson be Samuel Jackson now.
That was it. But I think that was the good contrast to say of it being over and kind of moving into this thing too. But like you said, like I think that's also goes back for me with the pace and how they edit this movie. It's one of the shortest Marvel films, and it should have been over 2 hours because to your point, that would have been something really great to see. Another example I'll have in there is Dar-Benn. Dar-Benn, they never really, first of all, from like, unless you know the comics well, no one has really established what an accuser is in the Kree Empire. Yeah. This would have been the best time for us to see that flashbacks of her talking to Ronan. Like Ronan, like walking behind her, you know, and then it turns back into this flashback of her a little bit younger and Ronan teaching her about being an accuser. Yeah. Like this is what that could have fit. And it was just like, I felt like it was kind of cut short. It got to the point, but it was just like, yo, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of underlayings that these characters had that y'all could have harped on even more.
Yeah. And you know, I mean, you know, it's like I said, those are like the gripes that we had, but like, you know, there was a lot that shined through. Kamala Khan was like, bro, I really like the character arc and the character of Kamala Khan. Like,
that girl gonna be a star, dog. Bro, she is going to be a star.
She is killing it, bro. With Iman Vellani, bro, she is killing this role so much because it's like it's the same love and joy that we saw when we first saw Tom Holland. Right, because you got these characters, and you got to remember, like, not all superheroes is going to be like, yeah, we just superheroes standing in there. Like, some people gonna fan the fuck out, and her fanning out, but also still being extremely powerful, also still having the will to want to help. Even just like the relationship with Carol, like, you know, Carol being, you know, when we in this movie we get there, we see that Carol, even though she's on this mission and grand scheme mission, she's really lonely as fuck, right? And so we're seeing it, but she also, because she's so powerful, is like, I got this. It's all me. I gotta fix this. I gotta handle that. And so, like with Kamala, like even when that with that planet, when that planet was going down, Kamala seeing Carol making that tough decision, like we gotta save who we gotta save. You start seeing her. How somebody, like, again, it's that age-old story, like, don't meet your heroes because they might disappoint you. In that moment, she was shooking like, yo, wait, what? Like, you're not saving everybody? And I was like, yo, I was enjoying those layers of relationship between Carol and Kamala, Carol and Monica. Like, just, I was just enjoying seeing just like how just her arc of that, because I know, again, that's why I feel like this one was better than the first one. Because the first one, we saw her arc, but it was like, and that one, to me, her arc was more so just like, I'm powerful. I like, you can't tell me who I am just because I'm a woman. You can't tell me that I'm sweet. And I'm like,
that's what the woke audience got made. I
get that message, but I was like, I know for me personally, I'm just like, yo, going into Captain Marvel, like I wasn't going in to be like, why this woman is. I was like, I need to see why the world is waiting on Captain Marvel. I just want to see the power. Remember, I was like, we getting that before Endgame, and Nick Fury sent out the text message. I'm like, okay, so let me see this person fucking some shit up. So I'm like, oh yeah, that is our ace in the hole. So it's like for this one, not harping on that, even though it was a woman-led cast and it was that. I like that they were just focusing on team up. Like, oh yeah, we teaming up. Yo, it's a team up. It wasn't, oh yeah, women teaming up and we women doing this. It was just
right. Women strong.
Yeah, it was just like, no, we superheroes and we teaming up. And I'm like, hell yeah, that's what I want.
It's something that like just even to like follow up with everything of what you're saying. It's something like to on that first point, CT had said that best was like, I like, you know, like if you like how he always mentions Green Arrow's daughter in the Green Arrow series of how, oh, I'm this tough chick and I have to be a hero instead of just being a hero. Yeah. You got to see this from her standpoint of like, yo, I fucked something up. And I have to fix this.
And they really
have to do it. And they don't give like you said, they don't give her enough credibility on that. Just because again, though, how they pushed the first movie and from the times of how they put her in things, they never let her character really develop, because that's the other thing I didn't like about of why they should have had enough time, because I really wanted to see the tension between her and Monica. And stuff, especially like if like at the first part of like yo, she still don't want to meet you.
Yeah,
like come on, like yo, I needed to see that stretched out to where when we got to the part where they were in the field, and that's what she told everybody, like her killing the Supreme Intelligence.
Yeah,
like, and she's like, "Is that why you were gone all of this time?" It's like, yo. It would have been great to see that awkwardness and it get to that resolution. And I think they just kind of went by it a little bit too fast because of focusing on the team up. Yeah. But I would have loved to have seen that unfold. And I think that was a great element that could have been had in this story that that didn't need to get the whole woke thing. It didn't need to be touched on anything because the elements were there. And then just to like, again, for what you said with Kamala Khan and Imani, I think she has a better upper hand because, like how you said, when Tom Holland came in, we liked it because Spider-Man was there.
True.
Then we started liking Tom Holland as playing this character. It's like, okay, we see the franchise in it. Kamala has a character nobody was asking for, nobody decided to see, but I can say even now she's going to make that character as big as Spider-Man.
She got the second. It's neck and neck. She may even got the first. I feel like it's 1A, 1B. She has the best family right now in it, because you got to remember we fell in love with we fell in love with Aunt May and Hogan and like everything with Tony, and like that was like one, right? But then when this like her and her family, like yo, we just love the family. You know?
That's hilarious because that nigga's like Bruce Wayne now because he lost all of them.
He lost everybody.
He don't got nobody now.
Like, bro, it's crazy. Yeah. But here's what you said. I think this movie would have benefited actually to be longer, because then we would have dove into that. Because even with Darbin, right? Like I get, you know what I'm saying? Like they did a good job at diving in and bringing in bits and pieces, showing us why she hated Carol Danvers, right? Yeah. But Carol Danvers really went through like a Tony Stark style arc where it was like, you got this power, so now you're like, oh, I can do so much, and then you just go and doing shit and not even thinking about the ramifications of what you did. And so it's like,
with great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly. And so, you know, like even with her, like you said, it goes into with her relationship with Monica, it goes into this whole scenario, everything. This whole movie was because of Carol not really understanding, like, yo, you can't just go and liberate people that you think need your help, because sometimes some people don't need your liberation. They don't need you to come. Like, you know, so this situation may seem crazy to you, but like, it's like, this is our way of living. And you're not dealing with just like, we talk about that with countries. You are dealing with a whole nother universe and a whole planet.
And I would have loved to see the fall of that too. Like y'all been talking about this whole Kree Civil War all this time and still ain't shown it.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been the perfect time for y'all to like let us see Hala fall.
Yeah.
And again, too, like I said, they pieced it together properly. Don't get me wrong. Like it kind of felt like a Disney Channel original movie. Not to say that's a bad thing, because they got classics.
We just wanted more, because we saw the potential of when they could have went in depth of it and everything like that. Because I do love Darvin's purpose, and I even liked the way that she was going at it. I was like, yo, vicious, man.
If I gotta die for it, fuck it. That's why I was like, I didn't get the whole people saying like, oh, the story was all right, it was basic. This motherfucker is terraforming her planets through rips in space from other people's atmospheres. What more? Like, I was like, yo, what do y'all want?
She was taking bits and pieces from other people's planets. Like, all right, I'm gonna take your water, I'm gonna take your green, I'm gonna take your atmosphere, I'm gonna take your sun.
I was like, bro, this bitch is up there with the high evolutionary.
Bro, she was crazy as shit. And bro, the actress, bro. Hold on, let me get let me get to this actress, bro.
First of all,
Zara Ashton.
Tom Hiddleston.
Zoe, I don't know.
Tom Hiddleston's wife, Loki's wife.
Bro, what I love about my villains is that when you look at them and they have that moment where you like, oh, you crazy as a bitch. The way that she was staring off on certain moments, I said, oh yeah, she crazy. She far gone. She way too far gone.
And see, I knew her from a previous show that I love to watch. It was like a BBC show called Misfits.
Okay.
And it's about this group of like delinquents that have to do community service. There's this storm that goes over London and basically gives everybody superpowers. Okay. And so she comes in like the 4th season, and she looks crazy as fuck because every person that she decides to like hook up with ends up dead. And so they thinking that she's the killer. But the way she was looking, I was like, yo, this bitch is wild. Yeah. Like, yo, she is finna crash everybody. But they're gonna find out her father was the one that was doing it. Every time that happened, he didn't want to lose her. So he would turn into like this wolf thing and kill people, kill the people that she would get with and stuff. But I knew her from then. So then seeing her here, I'm just like, oh yeah, she gonna kill this role. And then it was just like, because if you go back and watch it, the first part when she talking to the scrolls and saying you ain't gonna have no atmosphere,
bro,
I was like,
and you know, when she said that, I was like, what is it? Like, what is she?
Because at first time you don't get what that means. I'm like, what is she saying? Like, that don't make no. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then when you finally figure out what she doing, and you like, yo, she was gonna take away the air from that planet to where y'all can't breathe,
bro. Like, that shit was wild, bro. And then, like, you know, I know a lot of people. I didn't have an issue with the switching of the powers. I do wish they would have did more. I wish they would have got a little bit more creative with how they switched it. That's the only thing. I
wish their powers actually shifted. Like Captain Marvel can make matter and make it into real matter. Like, you know, Miss Marvel could phase through like how Monica was. It was just like, if you use it as switch, no, like make their powers really switch. To where it's like, yo, now y'all kind of really are a team because you now have learned the different elements of how to use light. Yeah. Like, that would have been a way better mix, because then what could have came along with it was like, yo, that final blow to Darvin, all three of them use their powers at the same time.
Oh yeah, that would have been crazy. Because that's really what I really wanted to see. Was like, I was like, okay, you can get really creative with how you shoot that final fighting scene with them mastering how to switch off and do combos and shit. Like, I wanted to see some like really crazy shit. Like, oh shit, like, hey, that was fire. You know what I'm saying? But it was like I said, I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying, with the whole movie. Again, like I said, outside of Nick, and then, you know, just it wasn't a disappointment. It was more so that it was more that I wanted. Like again, and to me, that's a good sign of a movie. I'm like, there's more that y'all could have did that I wish y'all would have showed us and everything like that. But there's only one thing that I truly had an issue with, but I get it for the story that I'm okay with, was Monica's finale. Because I'm like, she could have just did it from the other side.
That's what I didn't understand. I'm like, okay, I think you're doing a little much right now.
Yeah, but I get it. For the progression of the story.
Yeah, but I'm like, you could have easily just shifted your way as you're closing it. You could have even hit a Loki on us.
Yeah. But wait, hold on. I got to go back. Because like I said, we talked about they just let Samuel Jackson be Samuel Jackson. Bro, every conversation that he had with Monica Rambeau was hilarious because it was just like it was black as fuck. It was just
also too. Shout out to the person that put Monica Rambeau in them vacation shorts. We appreciate that very much. we appreciate seeing her in them vacation shorts.
Man, the whole movie, I was just watching it like, oh man.
Oh my god, I was like, yo, the fact I was like, she's such a delight.
Yeah,
she's such a delight.
It was recently, I don't know if you just saw it when what's the name was like, I only think drug dealers, and GC was like, that's so fascinating. That was me. Oh, yeah. Everything she said.
Wow.
That is fascinating.
Tell me more about physical transmagnification. I don't know the fuck. No, just go. I don't know the fuck you're talking about, man. Wow.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but like her progressing, what I did like that she didn't come into this movie mastering of her powers. Right, she still wanted to be an astronaut. She still wanted to be so like even when she had to use her powers, it was still wonky. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I appreciate that. It shows the difference of, you know what I'm saying, Captain Marvel, who been doing this, you know what I'm saying, just going across galaxies, and then you seeing Miss Marvel, who just got it, but like she still has kind of like a ooh, look at this, you know, and then you have Monica Rambeau, who don't, yeah.
But even Captain Marvel, you saw her shortcomings too, of like, yo, you can't be a bullhammer to everything.
Yeah,
because we being honest, she was getting her ass whooped a couple of times in this movie, like. You lucky you got them powers because that was a ship they just threw you through. Yeah. Just so you know. So it's like even her have to understanding like I need more tact when it comes to this, how to be able to work with a team, how to regulate my emotions on what's going on, like especially with the ship and just like, no, we got it. And then Kamala pressing the button and sending them to another part of the universe. It's like to your point, I love seeing the pros and cons of them not fully mastering their capabilities and allowing them to grow. Because now, and then two, how you've tied these people in with stuff, because now we can say anytime we see Imani or Miss Marvel, something with an X-Men reference is going to be on here. Yeah. We now know that's the second time y'all done linked this, so we now know,
bro. And in that quiet is kept, and so I got some theories about that end credit scenes and how X-Men really are. They already told us how and which universe of X-Men that we're getting. And you know, a lot of people, a lot of other spoiler channels have talked about it a little bit too. So if you watch those, then it's probably not going to be anything new. But like, I do got a theory on that as well.
Okay, so let's jump into that one, because either we can do either one. We'll do the Easter egg first, and then we'll jump into the ending. So of course, if y'all have, you know, again, you already know spoiler alert, so don't get mad at me. But the end credit scene definitely worth $20 at the movies. Just like you know. Yes. Monica Rambeau is for some reason trapped in a new reality because she couldn't escape for some reason after closing the hole. Yep. But she wakes up to who we think is her mom, and then come to find out why she's so close to her, looking at her like that. To like that is her kid would have made me confused too, because why you sitting that close and you don't even know me like that, right? And then we all of a sudden we see that big old blue motherfucker just sitting right there. Man, my boy Grandma, man, back is the beast,
bro. When I saw that, and here's the thing. So this is where, because like, you know what I'm saying, like you say, when she wakes up and like I said, she sees her mom. What's the character her mom name is? Binary. Binary. We see her in the suit of Binary, and then we hear, you know what I'm saying, we hear him, and he also referenced Xavier. This is what I realized, bro, and this is the theory.
Because I got something too, and if I think you going where you going, it just will add to your theory, I hope. So go ahead.
So every instance of X-Men that we got so far have been X-Men animated show accurate. The Quicksilver, like I said, outside of the Quicksilver, and that one's more so but that was the Fox one and everything like that. But even then, when they went into their suits, you know what I'm saying, on the Halloween episode, and like I said, it looked like the X-Men accurate one. When we saw Professor Xavier finally in the other Earth, in the chair, X-Men accurate. This Beast, X-Men animated series accurate. And then we know we're getting X-Men 97, right? I do believe and I don't know how they're going to do it, but I do believe that the X-Men 97 animated series is the canon X-Men, and somehow they're going to utilize that, and that's what's going to be. And like whatever happens in the live action, I watch. I believe that there's going to have something where some of these characters that we see in the live action are going to get animated into the X-Men animated towards like the season finale, and that's what's going to thrust them into Secret Wars. So the X-Men that we actually get is going to be based off of the X-Men animated series, but they're gonna get turned out because also Wolverine and Deadpool.
So
animated series accurate.
So just so we say this correctly, you believe that the X-Men that we are going to get are the live action version of the X-Men 97 cartoon series?
Yes.
Here's why I'm gonna tell you I agree with that 100%. Because of binary. So the reason of seeing binary, if that's true, it's accurate with the 97 story. Why? Because that is the time that means Carol Danvers already lost her powers and Rogue is here. So then Captain Marvel gets her powers again, and she forms this living being from her powers called binary. And so if that Maria Rambeau is that version of binary, then that would make your theory 100% correct because it's accurate with the show itself. That would have been the next step of 97.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people are like, well, Professor Xavier died, but I was like, yeah, we're not in that same universe that we saw in Multiverse of Madness. But you got to remember, the closer universes are, the more like there's similarities until it keeps on going. I feel like this one is similar to that one that we saw in Multiverse of Madness, but it's not the full one.
Here's how it's not that one and how I figured that out. Doctor Strange's outfit is not comic book accurate, so he doesn't have the same as them. If he had the yellow gloves and that suit, then we could have said it. So that's how I know the 838 is not the universe that we're getting them.
No, it's not. Well, like I said, whatever this animated version, like whatever they deem that timeline, or that's going to be the one. Eventually, they're going to end up, because, like I said, we've seen they're already doing character crossovers in What If. So it's not. We can't say animations ain't going to be within it.
Deuce. They have a motherfucking incursion. That's how they become live action.
I'm telling you, there's going to be an incursion in the animated series. I 100% believe it, bro. I 100% invested in an incursion happening in X-Men 97. And bro, and because like I said, and I think the incursion that's going to kick it off or start it, or the is going to be whatever happens in Deadpool. Whatever happens in Deadpool with them fucking up Fox and Wolverine being in that comic accurate suit, it's like this is all going to start tying in. And that's why I'm excited. I was like, bro, I get it.
We gotta be right about one of these theories, man. We gotta be right.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I get it. Like, was the Marvels like a 10 out of 10? No, but I'm like, we've been thirsting for things to push the story better. Hold on.
I just gotta ask you on this. In the level that it's in, for like again, Ant-Man Guardian of the Galaxy, what do you rate it out of 10?
I'm giving it a solid 7.
That's what I say.
Yeah, I say a solid 7.
I say a solid 7. I would even carry on to an 8 because of how I like to end it. But finish what you were saying.
Yeah, because I was going to say the one thing that we've been really, really like saying, like, man, when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? Is something that pushes the story forward. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be a crazy jump, but this pushed it a big jump. Like, bro, we saw actual X-Men. We saw him talking about. You know what I'm saying? We saw an MCU character with the X-Men, right? And they're still there. See, in Doctor Strange Multiverse of the Madness, we saw it and then he dipped out. He's back. Yep. In this one, the character is still there, meaning that we got to get her.
And what's funny about it is, I feel like I'm gonna say, pay attention to that line B said when he was like, "It must be you're from another universe," but that obviously couldn't happen. Watch they give him that same line in the cartoon when an incursion happens.
Yep.
I bet that line is gonna come back up.
It definitely is. And again, another thing that you got to realize is that it makes so much sense that Hank would be the one that even theorized that you came from another universe, because you got to remember, the Illuminati, they knew about the universe. They was assigning universes at that time. That's what they built. So now we're at a point where this weird shit happening, and Hank, one of the most the most smartest scientists in the world, he's going to be there studying her, because that's what they was doing. They were studying, like, okay, you're from another universe. This shit should not happen. But I'm still finding it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much.
But here's another theory too, though, that is also plausible, that rather than that being the 97 version, that could also be the Fox version.
So I was leaning on that, but the thing is that the Fox version, and the only reason is that, and again, this is just me just being nitpicking, and the Fox version never really had him in the suit with the glasses like that.
So hear me out. Because he got older. Remember, Beast evolves. And so he evolved into that. So
you're right.
Because the thing is, too, if you look at it, the X door still looks a lot like the ones from the 97 version.
It definitely did.
That may be the Fox version, and I think we're gonna see which makes me believe we're gonna see Monica Rambeau in Deadpool. I think she's in the Fox cinematic version of this one, and that's just because again too, it's funny that you pick Beast to be the person that's shown, and it would make sense too why Wolverine looks the age he looks with the suit on. So they've all evolved within the years, which would make it more comic book accurate for Wolverine to look the way he looks, for Jean to look the way she looked, and for Beast to look the way he looks now, because he evolved from that state. And again too, Hank would always would experiment on himself. Yeah. So who's to say he just didn't go full mode and just got even bigger?
Yeah. And then also I was going to get to that. With Binary being there, was already a big cosmic being, but she also had both bangles. I don't know if you go back and look at that scene, she had both bangles on. And so I'm like, yo, what does that mean? Because now you about to have extreme power.
But I think that's what helps contain her, which makes me believe why it would be the Fox version, because that's later on in that story. So then that means we've already gotten past but again, that's where it also lines up with X-Men 97 as well, because there's two parts to where the Captain Marvel thing of getting her powers taken at Rogue forms. That could still happen with Anna Paquet's version of Rogue. That still could be something that happens and she gets those powers. Right. And it still has to get to the point where she creates Binary. And that's further down the line. But all of these, either 97 animated version or the Fox version, is at those points to where they can introduce Binary.
Right.
So we just got to see which one it is. But there are a lot of evidence that could point to the Fox Studios version from Beast being the size that he is now. And just to even straighten that, if it's tied like that and the older version from First Class, Nicholas, is supposed to be Kelsey Grammer's Beast, it shows him experimenting on himself. So him transforming from that, it would make sense why his evolution would evolve him into that.
And you know what would probably lead him to start looking into it too? Because you got to remember, in Days of Future Past, that was multiversal jumping that Wolverine was doing. That would be something that Hank would be like, wait, you did what? And start researching. And then then this other being, Monica, comes in, he's like, oh, wait, what? And so that gives him the theory of, like, that's why he knows what to say. He still hasn't figured it out.
It is that one. It is Fox. You just answered the question. And you want to know why? And we're gonna get it from Deadpool. Because if that Wolverine with the accurate comic is the one from Days of Future Past, that's Fox's universe. Because I feel like that's where we'll get the introduction. Like, I don't know if they make it an Easter egg or what, but like Monica talking to him, and it's like, no, she may be on something. or unless he's already told them what happened. Like he already shared that with Beast.
But you got to think about it. How Wolverine probably is going to explain it and how Monica is going to explain it is something completely different. So Wolverine gave him the bare minimum. Like, yeah, I mean, I was talking with my past self. I saw some shit. It was another example. Like, it was like he started. Like,
and it changed everything. And now, Jean's back, So
and so Hank probably was like, all right, whatever. I didn't think much of it until he saw Monica. He's like, wait, oh shit, wait, you was in line? Like,
But that could be what that line refers to, or why B said it sarcastically, because he could have been referring to Logan if he knows that information. Or two, Deadpool might already be there.
Because Deadpool got the time thing. He been jumping time. That's what I'm saying.
Deadpool might already be there.
Deadpool, when he took Cable's machine, Deadpool was jumping time right in the wrongs. So it's like you got three people that pretty much jumped universes that are now in the same universe right now that we're theorizing. That's a conversation has to be had.
So you see, the Marvels did their job. Like that's the thing.
They did their job.
Everything y'all been asking for stuff for content to do, the Marvels did it and they pushed it forward. And if I'm being honest with you, people gonna try to say, again, I'm reaching out there, but they gave us enough to last us to that Deadpool could be the only thing that comes out next year.
Yes, bro. It made me. The one thing also that we've been missing from a lot of these movies is the excitement for the next thing. Like in phases 1 through 4, we was like, soon as that happened, like, I cannot wait to the next one. I cannot wait to this, and we wasn't getting that for so long. Mm-hmm. This made me say, nigga, I cannot wait until Deadpool now.
it made me enjoy these characters more.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see where Kamala's gonna go. I'd love to see where Photon goes. I want to see more Carol Danvers now. Like, they really just made you enjoy it's a real redemption for Brie Larson's character. The Brie Larson slander need to stop because she finally had a movie where she just got to be her. She showed depth. She showed power. She showed vulnerability. It wasn't no whole women being like, nah, bro. That girl showed you of a character who really went through some shit and how her mistakes had to be handled, how her triumphs came, and how you could really relate to anything that she was going to being a cosmic being too. So stop that slander. And like you said,
as much as dope as it was to see her destroy Thanos' ships, right? My biggest issue with Captain Marvel always been, I'm like, bro, if she's the trump card, if she's the Superman figure that we've been waiting for, I need to see her flex her power. To see somebody repower a fucking sun, that's what I needed to see before Endgame. That would have made me like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know why we waiting on.
And that's why the Marvels should have been her first movie.
Yeah,
the Marvel should have been her first movie. She was actually one that did not need an origin story.
No,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, we really didn't need it. Like if y'all were gonna sprinkle her in the way y'all sprinkled her, this should have been her first movie. The team up. And then it would have been great too, because like you said, it set us up for what's next. Mm-hmm. Like it really did its job. So like if you haven't gone and seen it, y'all need to go watch the Marvels as Marvel fans, as just people who want to have a good time with a movie. Like you will not be disappointed. And then of course,
that's what I've been telling everybody. I'm like, look, don't listen to the backlash. And I was like, go watch this movie. I guarantee there's so much to like about this movie. Like I said, it wasn't perfect, but there's so much to like, and it did a lot of things for us. Like I said, if you are looking for signs, to me, I've been telling, if you're looking for signs that Marvel is getting back on the right track, Loki and the Marvels to me did that. Yeah, it's that.
And I really hope they don't pull away from. I know they're rechanging things, trying to restructure stuff. I really hope that like the backlash and like whatever these box office and negative things is going, I hope they really don't take a tone of that. And hopefully like they see stuff like this to know that like, yo, man, y'all did a great job with that. We enjoyed it. It was a fun ride. It got great rewatch value. Because trust me, I would definitely put that on when it comes out on Disney Plus. Yeah, it's definitely getting a rewatch for me.
So here's where I feel like they're not going to let that get to them, because I feel like that was so everything that we got up until this point was Disney CEO also stepping in and involving, right? They've been down. All the dial back that we've been seeing happen is because Kevin Feige is back in the helms, no holds barred, right? And so I feel like even with having this big of a gap between this and the next movie, this is Kevin Feige saying, "Yo, let's get back to the essence. We're gonna dial down some of these shows. We're gonna we're gonna get back to some of these movies. We're gonna get actual directors and put these shits back in development." So I feel confident right now, as of now. I feel confident that Kev, like I said, sometimes you got to go through your downs to get back up on your high horse. I feel like at phase 5 was the down, it was rocky, and now we're getting back to it. And Kevin Feige, like, all right, let me get this ship back on the right track. And I feel confident right now that Kevin Feige is going to get us back.
He is. And I know I'm gonna catch slack for this, but I don't care. I have to say it. That's why we have to watch Echo. Look, I know. Hey, look, listen. I get it. I understand where everybody coming from. We ain't got to go to the details. Listen, here's why we have to make that work. Find a reason to want to watch it. If it's Kingpin, if it's for the scene we saw with Daredevil, you have to watch that because Disney has to see that type of stuff can work on their platform. They have to see that maturity, that level, that Netflix value we be loving so much, it can work over there. Because if they do, it will progress. And we know if it makes them happy, they'll keep allowing us to get it.
Right. My tune changed a little bit to it when I found out that the lead actress is also from Milwaukee. I was like, oh, damn it. I was like, all right, so I'm gonna watch it. It's a sport.
You gotta go support now.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I feel you on that. Like I said, because that's the one thing. I just listen here. I tell people all the time, like, I don't have superhero fatigue. I want my superhero movies to be great. I want them to get back again on track. Like I said, in a perfect world for me, DC and Marvel will be rocking. Like I said, I'm more DC. I love DC and I love my MCU movies. And yeah, we shit on a lot of DC movies, but I don't enjoy it. I don't like the improper balance. I want both franchises to be rocking. I want the Boys franchise to be rocking. I want fucking Milestone to come out of nowhere and start rocking. I want I want my geek and nerd properties to flourish. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We just like with everything else, we want them made with love.
Yes, that's all we ask for. That's all I ever ask for.
That's it. Like, if you gotta use an example, James Gunn, Guardian of the Galaxy, James Gunn, Peacemaker. I'm not telling you gotta, Pedro Pascal this dude to where he need to do everything, but it's like, even Jon Favreau. I hope I'm saying his name right. Like, bro, like the passion he had for Iron Man, the passion he didn't have for the Star Wars stuff. Even old girl, that Gretchen lady with the Barbie movie. Like, the way she blended the Barbie movie, fucking perfection. Like,
you got people that's gonna do shit with love, man. That's all we ask. That's all we want.
That's all we want. Give it different tones. Give them different perspectives. Like, it's okay to try things, but you don't have to try to do it just for the sake of wanting to do it and stuff like that. It's just like, let it be a part of your vision, something that you love, that the audience that loves this stuff will love it as well.
Yeah, because that's what it is. Like, again, we never want to step on anybody's creativity, but some of the creative liberties that people take, it literally shows like you wasn't really a fan of this. Because if you was a fan of this, everybody does fucking fan fiction and theories and everything like that. But it's canon events. There's canon events that you don't change, and there's certain things that you're like, you know what? I can do a little bit of different take on this one because it's not a canon event.
Yeah, because I'm really trying to figure out how Pedro is gonna play Victor Von Doom. Walk me through but all right, we're not gonna jump for that. We're not gonna jump for that because we still gotta talk about the ending of the Marvels. Because I don't appreciate that you are not excited about these good old these young Avengers out here, bro. These young Avengers is coming.
The scene, I enjoyed the scene like a motherfucker, right? What it is with her recruiting Kate Bishop at first, right? I was okay with that part, right? I was okay with with Kate Bishop, right? But then when she mentioned Cassie Lane, I said, "Come on, G." I said, right now, I was like, bro, like I get it. Those are the ones that we saw so far, but at least introduce like mention another character or something. I was like, because right now, like I said, is Kate Bishop. I'm not a geek. I like I said, Kate Bishop. She didn't sell it for me for that storyline, right? And Cassie Lang, I have not been on the Cassie Lang train ever since the introduction of Cassie Lang. So I'm just like, right now, the only if we're talking about the Young Avengers out, right, like the people that we've seen right now, right? The like I said, I'm here for Kamala Khan. I'm 100% here for Kamala Khan. The black kid, I can't think of his name, that was in
Patriot.
Yeah, Patriot. I'm like, okay, I want to see what Patriot becomes. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And then, like I said, I mean, if Tom Holland's a part of it, then yeah, but I'm just like, I'm not, you haven't showed me enough Young Avengers that I'm excited for it yet.
I'm excited because we know it's happening and we already know, like, hey, let's get the bullshit out the way. Because, like, again, they kind of did that with Hawkeye when we saw Thor. Well, we already know, he's going to be a part of the Avengers. So it's like, yo, let's get them out the way. Let's go ahead. We already know that they're going to be a part of it. And so, but we know since you forming it, we got to see the rest of these people come together. And with the evidence we already see around us, we know who gonna get put in there. Like Black Widow is gonna probably most likely lead the Thunderbolts and got to go fight with the Avengers. We know Spider-Man, because now that all of that stuff is canon and we know he's in there, eventually they're going to put him in that movie since he was in Endgame. So we know that he's going to be in the next one because that's going to be a big box office. Is the Young Avengers. We know Shuri is most likely going to be in there. Riri Williams is most likely going to.
Oh yeah, that's the other person I was excited for. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see Riri Williams. I don't think Shuri's going to be. I think Shuri's going to be part of the Avengers. Riri Williams is going to be Young Avengers.
Nah, I think she's going to be part of the Young Avengers. I really do, because the thing is, like, most of the regular Avengers are off world, and you're going to be having the people from the other dimensions too that are going to be joining the Avengers, because they keep saying even Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is supposed to be leading the charge there. So even from like what New Rockstar was saying, the Young Avengers is going to be handling Earth. Like, y'all got to hold Earth down. So whatever character.
You think America Chavez get pulled in the Young Avengers or Avengers?
I can see it's young, bro, because all of them like Spider-Man made sense because if you think about it, it was an impulsive decision from Iron Man. You notice he ran that through nobody else.
Oh, and then I mean not Toby, but also Tom Holland, because of everything that he lost and how he lost it, I can see him wanting to be the Iron Man of the clique. And so started, being the head of the Young Avengers, like, yo, I want to help out, because like Kamala Khan, even though she's doing the recruiting and she's the start, like she's the first technically Young Avenger, she's really Nick Fury in this right now. But Tom Holland would be the Iron Man of this ragtag.
Mm-hmm. That's the reason as why I see them bringing him in as the leader for the Young Avengers, because you've already went through a next level event like that. Yeah, like you were in that battle. But I could also, but again too, like that's why it's like I would rather that, and then I want to see, and again, this is just me, Andrew Garfield get the Secret War suit. That's the one I want to see. I would love to see Andrew Garfield get that.
All right, you raised my interest to 10%.
Hey, at least I raised it.
You raised my interest in Young Avengers to 10%.
Because then too, you got to remember, like, and then too, off of that, it ain't gonna be just them because it's Earthbound. You still got to worry about the other cast is there. So now we may get Punisher, we may get Daredevil, we may get Luke Cage. We may get Jessica Jones.
I don't think they'd be with Avengers, because I still believe that they, like I said, when we get to Secret Wars, they definitely
no. I just mean like like a feature or something like.
Oh yeah. Before
we get into the Secret Wars, what I'm saying is we are gonna have enough by that time, and then She-Hulk. So I just feel like we're gonna have enough by that time that whole, if they make it into a Young Avengers film or if it's a series. It's most likely will be a film, but it is gonna have enough to carry itself to where it's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
because as I said too, if it's based off of them, bro, the audience they going for, they gonna love it, because we see like how they did with Miss Marvel. People be hating on it, but people in that age bracket love that shit. Like they like, yo, like this is so cool. So you're gonna see like the dialogue between them is gonna be crazy. All you gotta do is give them a pretty good mission and a solid villain that they gotta face. And they low-key could face Centurion.
Oh, you think a Centurion's gonna be the big bad?
I think for the Earth level version, yeah. I think that's what leads in the Kang for the Kang Dynasty. I think Young Avengers is gonna handle them. I think Fantastic Four is gonna handle Ramatut, and I think you're gonna have a selection of the Avengers that's gonna be handling Immortus.
Wow. All right, I like that. Yeah, because like I said, that's because remember, I think we said that way early on. Like we want to see so many other people keep on dealing with like variants and just different versions of Kang. Like I would understand.
Yeah, it's all like, that's why I was like, I don't understand why people say the story wouldn't be interesting, because it's a blocks you have to build up to take Kang down.
Right.
Like you have to set these pieces and make them fall at the right time for him to be able to get where he needs to do for this, because you still got to unleash the Conqueror to take the rest of the motherfuckers out.
Yeah. So and I just want to see Kang conquering shit,
bro. If I don't see Kang kill Captain America, I'm gonna be tight.
Oh, you want to see him go crazy?
I want to hear him. I want to see why he say, "You're not the one with the hammer, are you?" I want to see.
Yeah, you know what? I forgot about
him slap the shit out of Thor with that. Come on, man. Like break that man face. Like, I want to see Kang conquer.
Yeah.
Like I want to see like how they had them bodies laid out when Tony had that vision.
Oh yeah, we had that dream. Yeah.
I want that. I'm like, but this real. Like, Earth 723's Captain America is not gonna make it. It's not gonna make it. If you did it for Scarlet, you could do it for Kang and just let us see it. But before we get up out of here, I do just want to talk about some of the stuff that we did see dropping and coming out recently. Madam Web.
Yep.
Not hating, but based off of what I saw, I'll check it out when it comes to streaming. That's where I'm at right now.
I'm not here for it right now. Like I said, especially like I said, the thing what's throwing me off is so much. It's just like okay, we got Spider-Man rocking heavily, we got Miles rocking heavily. Y'all gave us some decent Venom. It's just like, yo, like I get it, y'all trying to expand this universe, but I'm like, we don't need more web heads right now. Like I said, we can definitely, like, y'all can touch into Madam Web, but I'm just like, I don't feel like we need the Madam Web movie right now.
Why out of all of these characters though did Madam Web win out of all the selection? I don't like Kraven made sense. The only thing I don't even really like too much about Kraven is that y'all could have made this a lot more cinematic. Like you could have went the route of the Eternals. Like y'all could have because like Kraven got a dope ass story. Like y'all could have gave it that real kind of like sun grain type of. You remember like League Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Oh yeah. Oh,
too. That's one of my favorite movies, bro.
Yeah.
The tones they have for that, you could have made like Kraven like that, where it's like the big scale of like this dude being on the hunt and stuff, and showing him young with Kick-Ass playing him. Oh, that been fire. But I know they going like Sony going for the whole action and everything like that. It's gonna be high impact type of stuff, but I just thought like that'd have been a dope way to tell it. Right, you don't even know, but like people watch that and be like, yo, that was so good. You don't even know that was based off a Marvel character, do you? Really?
Like, wow, that is fascinating.
Wow. and he's been nominated. From which comic was it from? It was from Spider-Man. Spider-Man? I've never seen this person in Spider-Man.
Right.
Which my son loves Spider-Man. Which one was he in that Avengers movie? Is that where he was in? Like, no, bitch, no.
But all right, what else they drop us with?
Man, Ted the series is coming out on Peacock, and I didn't ask for it, but I did not know that I needed it so badly. I was like, when this coming out? I'm ready. So we have that coming out. Urkel Saves Santa, the animated movie,
Oh, I missed that one. Okay.
Yes. Steve Urkel himself has a Christmas special where he is saving Santa Claus and trying to make sure that all of his family and the Winslows have a great Christmas. It is made by WB Animations.
Okay.
And I ain't gonna lie, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So check that out. I think what we said, Percy Jackson's trailer came out for Percy Jackson and the Olympians. If you know the book, it looks great. It looks solid towards.
I fought with the Percy Jackson movie, so
yeah. I'll check out the series. So and I love the movies too. Despite what everybody else thought, I still think we need a third one. That's just me though. Let's finish it out. Dang, what else? It was a whole bunch of stuff that they didn't just dropped. Link is getting a Legend of Zelda is getting a live action film.
Oh yeah. I mean, they, like for anime, like I said, they dropped the Yu Yu Hakusho trailer, and then they also dropped the Avatar trailer, which looks, bro, with the
both look fire.
With the shit show of the movie of the Avatar Last Airbender they gave us, and I fucking love Avatar. I was on the fence, kind of like how I was about One Piece before it came out. But again, One Piece, when they showed me that trailer, and I was like, yo, if Netflix is giving it out like this, because it's been progression. If you think about it, from Cowboy Bebop to now,
which was good. I don't give a fuck what nobody said.
Like I said, everything went like if Cowboy Bebop was the mid that y'all said, One Piece elevated.
Yeah,
Avatar looks like it's about to elevate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Yu Yu Hakusho looks like it's about to elevate. It's like I'm seeing elevations. I'm like, I'm like, yo, if anime movies is about to start coming with it, I'm here for it.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed what I saw from Last Airbender. Again, this is gonna be some of those that'll make me go back want to watch the cartoon.
Yeah,
seeing that one, I was like, yo, that like the Out Days of Future Past. That one, we ain't gonna remember that other one. They're like, no, this is the first movie came out.
This definitely, we is not acknowledging M. Night Shyamalan.
You talking about dude made 6 Cents? That's the only movie I know he did.
That's the only movie. Yep.
That's the only one. Yu Yu Hakusho came out. Funny thing about it though, so we found out about this whole how Coyote versus Acme movie with John Cena.
That's a whole lot that was going on with that. Yeah.
Got shelved,
G, and it was completed.
Apparently was screened and got nothing but good reviews about it. Supposedly it's surrounded around Wile E. Coyote suing the Acme company for years of bad product.
Which I want that so much, because that's the one thing we always talk about. Everybody always said, at some point, when does Acme get held accountable for giving out faulty motherfucking equipment?
And it was going to be live action, but of course, you know, Wile E. Coyote is still a cartoon, so that Space Jam type of world. And apparently it was great, but then rumors came out that they shelved it for tax purposes, which is why it never came out. And now the news is saying that the FBI has lost an investigation on the WB canceling movies the tax benefit.
Oh shit!
I say all of this to say it's why you don't fuck with Michael Keaton's Batman, bitch. That's why. That's why. You know what you did. You know what you did. You know what the fuck you did.
Y'all played in that man's face, and now y'all got a whole RICO case.
Did you think the Cape Crusader was not gonna get his way? Did you really think y'all was gonna leave that man in the trenches? You think like, oh, y'all just gonna give me in the Flash, and the Flash did like that? Oh no, I got something for y'all. Watch this. Hey, yo, Lucius, make the call.
Turned into a real live Bruce Wayne. Petty Bruce. Like
Bruce, man.
Petty Bruce, yeah.
But yeah, man. But before we get out of here, bro, like I just want to say it has definitely been a great couple episodes. It's going to get split into two because we knocking 2 hours. But it was great to be able to, and I think too, you know, like it came this way, which is kind of a good thing because you know both you and I stay more on the pulse when it comes to talking about and distributing information in regards to stuff that goes on in the blur community with movies and all that type of stuff. So I think it was good to be like this, be the first of us being able to come back to talk about everything.
Yeah.
Talk about all this stuff and not, worry about strike. So I was glad to have this experience with you, bro. I just wanted to say thank you.
And I always appreciate being here, man. The Arcade Tokens community, the Blur community, like I just love being able to just, be a part of this community and chop it up with people and talk about the shit that we love. You know what I'm saying? Do what you love what you do, man. That's what we all preaching, man. So yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But y'all know what we think. Let us know what you think. Drop your comments in these episodes. Let us know what you thought about Loki, the final episode. Let us know what you thought about the Marvels and everything that's coming out, everything that's about to drop. Like we said, we got more stuff coming out on Arcade Tokens moving into 2024. Just keep out for episodes of Straight Up a Comic Book and of course Geek Blasphemy. We're gonna keep pumping it out, keep watching that. Make sure you follow Young Deuce on all socials, on YouTube, as well as the Geek Set podcast, as well as looking out for the Blur documentary that will be coming out next year.
Let's go.
Next year, yes, indeed. And support them at Watch Mojo too.
Yeah.
Watch Mojo, man. As always, appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like and subscribe and comment below, and we shall catch you next time.